Hey listeners, what's up, and welcome to the Political Puzzler Podcast. My name is Stuart, and welcome to Episode 9, Republicans and Climate Change. Let's begin. Here are our headlines for the week. Wall Street and Republicans have massively shifted their stance on climate change. Senator Susan Collins tried to be the Great Unifier of the Senate by one riveting amendment, and Republicans are using the name Larry Summers against Democrats. Let's begin. A couple of years ago, Republicans were almost absolutely against the idea global warming existed. While they still aren't the strongest backers of fighting climate change, they have done a complete 180 and redefined the debate, pushing Democrats into a corner. Republicans in the past have showed doubt towards climate change. During the Obama era, Senator Marco Rubio refused to accept the basic science on climate change and was a climate denier. But just a couple of years later, a new slew of Republicans are now backers of fighting climate change in a more moderate way. Nancy Mace is one prime example. She's an opponent of offshore drilling, while also a Republican. Former President Donald Trump once said, quote, "The concept of global warming was created by and for the Chinese." But then later said, quote, "I'm an environmentalist. I am. I want the cleanest air. I want the cleanest water on the planet. I want the cleanest air anywhere." Democrats and Republicans have both switched gears with their vocabulary. It used to be global warming, but now Democrats and Republicans have used the word climate change for different reasons. Republicans use the term climate change because they've shifted. They used to not believe in global warming, but now they believe in climate change. And Democrats have realized the word global warming sounds scary, and people believe it's much better if we use the word climate change. It's less threatening. Even progressives like Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Senator Bernie Sanders are using the word climate change instead of global warming. So we talked about politicians switching, but what does Wall Street have to do with this? Well, companies like ExxonMobil have basically ignored the idea of climate changing and their business models and practices. They've done nothing to adapt or coexist with the possible threats of climate change. Well, ExxonMobil had an election at their annual shareholder meeting for who would be the 12 board members of the company. Remember, the board of directors have vast power in the company. 8 of Exxon's current members were reelected, and the CEO is pretty happy about this. But the good news was not all. There was some bad news for ExxonMobil's CEO. At least 2 of the board members were members endorsed by a small climate activist group, Engine Number 1, that wants Exxon to make some green changes. The CEO is not happy about this because he doesn't want to change the company for any reasons regarding climate change. Engine Number 1 is a tiny climate activist group. They have 0.02% stake in ExxonMobil, yet 2 of the board members endorsed by Engine Number 1 won seats.